Hey everyone, how you doing? First of all, I just want to tell you, no, I'm not auditioning for Duck Dynasty. This is because of some health issues that I'm having. I can't shave, which is not fun. I want to get rid of this now, but that's why I look like this. So no, the rumors that I'm going to be on Duck Dynasty are not true. Anyway, as far as the weather goes, this is a really dicey situation that's coming up. Normally, when you have low pressure that tracks west of you, you're going to get a southeast flow. And when you get a southeast flow, that's where the warmth is, right? Go south in the wintertime. People who vacation in winter obviously don't vacation north, they go to Florida. Well, we are going to have a situation where we're going to have low pressure to the west of us. We're going to be on the uh, eastern side, and the low is going to be coming up near Ohio, I think, if I remember correctly. In any event, though, it's going to be going to our west. Now, here's the thing: it's not very strong. It's not a very wrapped up monster of a storm. So, if it were, we would probably change the rain because it would grab a ton of moisture, um, but it would also pull in a ton of warm air from the south and the east. Now you got to remember the ocean water temperature is pretty cold right now, right off the coast. But if you get further out, not too far, those temps are a little higher. Not only that, but if you have a southeast flow, you're getting a flow off the ocean further south, and it's warmer down there, obviously. If you're getting a flow coming in from Virginia or the Carolinas, that's a lot of warm air. And this is a weird situation where you're going to have low pressure that's not that strong going to your west, yet you're going to stay in the cold. And you're going to stay in the cold for long enough that we're going to have a substantial snow. And I'm calling for 3 to 6 inches of snow now for Philadelphia for Saturday. Um, there's several reasons. One, as I said, the low isn't strong enough to pull up a ton of warm air very quickly. It's going to take a while. We will change over to rain eventually, but it might be so late that there may be little liquid left. So it may end in some drizzle, plain drizzle. But right now, the way it looks on the models, I don't see temperatures soaring into the mid 40s. I think maybe we'll hit 40 on Sunday, and I don't even think we're going to hit that. I think we're going to be in the mid 30s to high 30s. So, and you got to remember a couple of things here. The ground is extremely cold. We have record cold over the last 4 days. We've barely gotten into the 20s, and tonight is going to be about 0, and tomorrow is only going to be about 15. Tomorrow night's going to be in the single digits, and then you got to watch the temperatures for Saturday. The prediction is for about 33 degrees, just above freezing. If it stays in the 20s, that means the cold air is going to hang in a little bit longer, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think we might get up to 30, 31, 32, but it will be snow and it will stick. That ground is very, very cold, so it's not going to take long for it to stick. Now, here's the thing. When does it change over? The cold air has no high pressure to keep it in place. It's not going to be cold air that's locked in. So it's going to be able to be pushed out by the warm air. The question is how much warm air and how quickly does it get in. And here's something else to remember. There's snowpack to the south. So if we get a southeast flow, that flow has got to go over snowpack, and that's going to kind of not have the warmth have as much punch as it would if it were bare ground. So that's another issue that is possibly going to play into this. So the call is for me for Saturday into Sunday is 3 to 6. Now, probably at some point Sunday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock. This is just a guess. It's going to change over to freezing rain. At this point, I'm not sure that it's going to be all that long, the freezing rain. It may be able to drop a tenth of an inch of ice. I don't think we're going to get into the 0.25 quarter inch of ice. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll once it does turn over to freezing rain, I think it won't be long before it turns over to plain rain. So the coating of power lines and tree limbs is probably pretty slim at this point anyway. Um, However, if we're sitting at 34, 35 degrees and it's raining, plain rain, the ground still may be 28, 29 degrees. It may be pretty cold at this, right on the ground itself. So you could still have freezing rain even if the temperature is above 32. Doesn't happen often, but remember, we have record cold over the last week or beyond, and we've had temperatures at or below zero a couple of times. So Saturday's a mess. If you have plans on Saturday, I did. I had a party to go to, and actually, it was partially for me. And I called my parents and told them to cancel it because there's no way. The traffic, you don't want to be driving out Saturday night. So I don't think it's going to be a major snowstorm because it is going to our west, and eventually we're going to see a changeover, but we call it a thump, and I think there's going to be a pretty good thump of 3 to 6 inches. Some models are looking even more than that. I don't think so, but it could happen. And the other thing is, if it doesn't get above freezing, there could be ice issues. So it's an evolving situation. You just have to let it play out. But 3 to 6 inches, maybe a tenth of an inch of ice, and change over to rain on Sunday. Cold comes right back in. So even if it gets warm on Sunday, even if it hits 40, we're going right back in the freezer Sunday night into Monday. And then next week, there's a chance of a pretty major snowstorm coming up the East Coast. Now, the question is it going to pull a January 26th where we get nicked or get barely anything and Boston gets crushed? Or is it going to be further south? Got a lot of time to go before that. So thanks for watching, and be safe. Saturday's going to be a tough one.